Podcast hosting provided by Transistor. If you want to host your own show, head over to transistor.fm and start a 14-day free trial.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Regen Racing Podcast. I'm your host Dino, here again with Nath.
How's it going?
I'm not too bad. I'm actually quite excited for this episode. I think it's been about 3 or so weeks since we last recorded, so it's good to get back in the seat.
Yeah. It's I can't believe we're up to episode 8 already.
Yeah, we haven't been at it long, but definitely been awesome to be able to share with the fans, and I basically talk to anyone who will listen to me about Formula E, so I'm sure you're the same.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you all for listening as well.
Absolutely. So last week we had an intro from Lillian, which is your cousin. I'm pretty sure she's a cousin, isn't she?
Yes, she is my cousin.
Right. So I let slip on an episode of E-Pre-Talk that I was on that we are brothers-in-law. So I thought I'd put that out to the world as well.
It's one of those things that I don't think we mentioned it at the start, and it just kind of you tick away and you forget to say these things. Yeah,
that's true. Yep. Also, we need to shout out the Backmarker podcast. They shouted us out on their last episode, and yeah, they are Australian, and I think they were talking about jandals and chili bins and what they're called in Australia. They thought it was hilarious what we call things. I think thongs are something completely different as to something you put on your feet, but we'll leave it there. So I guess we should have a bit of a talk about the Keep Cup and who won.
Yes. So, those of you who have been listening for the last couple of episodes will know that we have been running our first competition, giving away a reusable Keep Cup. So the competition winner is Formula 1 Reviews _YT. Thank you so much for your entry.
So, the entry, it would be cool if you had a quiz segment where the two of you do a Guess the Driver quiz against each other or something similar. So, announcement, we're going to start this segment next episode. I'm kind of looking forward to this. Are you looking forward to it, Nath?
I am. I'm looking forward to you completely dominating me in this, but I'll have to scrub up.
I kind of feel like I don't know much about the drivers, or I know their nationalities and that's about it. I don't know any of the background, so I think it's kind of an even playing field. So how it will work for the new segment, we'll choose 3 facts about the drivers, and these are drivers that are on the grid currently. So the other person has to guess. If they get it right, they get 5 points. If they need another fact to get it right, they get 4 points, and then repeat until only 1 point. We'll then add up the points at the end of next season, and I'm going to make a few of them in preparation because I'm quite excited about this. So yes, the driver has to currently be on the grid. And feel free to play along at home and see if you get it before we do, which you probably will.
Oh, I'm imagining there's going to be some really difficult ones in there if we see some new drivers in Season 5. So it'll be a great way to learn a bit more about the drivers.
Yeah. Are we allowed to do research? Or just in case?
Well, we're going to have to do research to get our own questions in order. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited.
We'll wait and see. Maybe we can have some bonus rounds about team principles as well.
Well, that's going to be quite difficult.
Well, there's some big characters there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there is. I'm I'm not sure what the likes of Sylvan Felipe has for breakfast in the morning, or what Susie Wolf gets up to, or no, it'll be interesting.
Excellent.
All right,
Excellent.
Let's move on to media of the week. Nath, what have you got for me?
So my media for the week this week is, I've got two things that I've been listening to this week. I went on a bit of a road trip over the weekend. Drove down south to Queenstown, and on the way I listened to quite a few episodes of the Hamish and Andy podcast, of their new podcast. Great listening, lots of inside jokes. You got to stick with it for a while, but highly entertaining, nice light listening. And then also, I've mentioned it in the past, but I was recently catching up today on some of the Song Exploder podcasts, particularly the episodes with Bleachers and Nora Jones. So yeah, if you don't know, they take an artist and they pull apart one of their songs, go right down into the nitty gritty of it, of the what made them choose that particular hi hat to hit in that pattern, etc. It's great. It's great. Love it.
Perfect. No, that sounds really cool. I did check it out briefly, but I've got about 60 podcasts that I listen to now.
Yeah.
And it's just another one I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, and ever since you had Water Deep Mountain High as a recommendation for media of the week, I wanted to get into more stories around Dungeons and Dragons, and I know it's nerdy, and I know some of the listeners will be like, "Oh man, this guy here," but it just hits the spot,
Yeah.
So I've been having a look for some more, and there's one called Slice and Dice, but there's also one called Quest,
Ooh.
and it's great. The Dungeon Master's really funny, and he really leads the story well. So the characters are just kind of similar to Water Deep Mountain High. It's a great listen, so I recommend it for you also.
Nice.
And have you actually listened to the last Water Deep?
I haven't had a chance yet, but I've got that queued up for tomorrow. I've got a few hours penciled out of work to just do a highly repetitive task, so I'll enjoy it.
Well, just listen to the intro if you can't tonight. It's great.
Excellent. Well, listen out, and we'll wait for our Dungeons and Dragons spin-off podcast. Regen.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Regen raiding?
Oh, well, that's quite good, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe we should, cut that out just in case someone decides to use it. Okay,
Nice.
right. Speaking of the podcast, we have a new design for the show. So I've been busy. I've been travelling a lot in the past couple of weeks, and because of that, I thought, well, I think the show needs a bit of a refresh. So we've got a new logo, and we've got new intro music. So keep an eye on our social media to see the change, and update your podcast app. The artwork has a cool new change. We've got an ad insertion from our host Transistor. We're not getting paid by them, but we love the service, and wanted to give you all out there looking for a hosting option, one that you may not have heard of or know about. So yeah, check them out. They do a great job for us, and so we're happy to share that. They also do a podcast, so check out Build Your SaaS. Links in the show notes. And the podcast gives pretty good insight into them actually building the hosting company, so that's really cool. The intro music we've got is from Danelle Armour, featuring Sarah De Warren, Gallery. I'm excited. I just messaged him out of the blue. I thought I would love to use a part of this as our intro, and he said, yeah, sure, I would love for you to use it. So I couldn't quite believe it, but yeah, check out his amazing music from all the major platforms, Spotify, Deezer. I couldn't believe we got permission to use a part of this amazing song, and if you like EDM, then I'm sure you'll be a fan. So check out that, and also he's got a great song, Oligarch. I think that's how you say it. Go and check him out.
Awesome. So, rolling into our news section of the podcast now. Some really exciting news from Gen 1.
Yeah, EV News Daily, the 16th of August edition.
Yes, so Martin Lee has said that Formula E is selling the Gen 1 cars, getting around by word of mouth, so I wonder what they're fetching.
I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but I just wanted to put this in because I was listening to EV News Daily as well, and I was like, ooh, I'm thinking there's no one in New Zealand going to have one, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, you never know. If we get that transistor radio ad, you never know.
yeah, just a cool few $100,000. Yeah, okay. I think it's going to take a few billion transistor radio ads, but yeah, I mean that would be cool to be able to drive one if there was one here or even over in Australia.
Yeah,
be interesting to see where they end up.
Yeah.
Right, proper news. Jean-Eric Verne was approached by an F1 team for 2019. This is an interesting one from Crash.net. I like how Jev also tweeted, I love how some journalists make quick conclusions to bring an audience. Just to be clear, I never said I was contacted by Red Bull, and as far as I'm concerned, I think Pierre Gasly will get the seat. So, I'm not sure if you know of the situation in Formula 1 at the moment, Nath.
I'm not too up on what's happening in Formula 1 at the moment, no.
Right, so Daniel Ricciardo has gone to Renault,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in Red Bull, so there was a free seat in Red Bull. I think the little merry-go-round that is Formula 1 at the moment had Pierre Gasly as favourite to get the seat. Would Jean-Eric Verne go back to Toro Rosso? Probably not. People thought that possibly Jean-Eric Verne might get the Red Bull seat. But he wasn't contacted by either one of them, so I'm not sure who it could be. I would love to see him stay, and I think he has a contract as well.
I think he's a great asset for Formula E. It would be sad to see him go back to Formula 1 after his stunning Season 4 performance, but we'll wait and see.
Well, I don't think we've had a driver go from Formula E to Formula 1 yet, have we?
No, we've had quite a few the other way.
Yeah.
And certainly no one flip-flopping between the two like Jev would be.
Yeah, that's true. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up. I'm sure we'll have more news as it comes in.
Yeah. And some more news on electric rallycross.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that the 2020 deadline won't be happening now. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be 2021. They are postponing the introduction of electric cars until 2021. The decision has been taken to allow optimal time for all manufacturers investigating the possibility of competing to develop their plans, and manufacturers will now have until 29th of March 2019 to confirm their commitment to the electric format. So it's a bit disappointing that we won't be talking about it for another season, but we'll definitely keep up on the news. It's quite interesting. The batteries are from Williams Advanced Engineering, and each car will be powered by two 250 kilowatt motors.
Which is up to the manufacturers to develop themselves, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. So the manufacturers are using their own bodies as well, so it's not a spec series. So in Formula E, all the chassis are the same. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can come up with.
Well, I thought the chassis was carbon fibre monocore from Oreca, and then they were just dropping their own bodies on top of it.
Don't know.
I'm sure much will change before that 2021 deadline. It's still a few years away, and it's been fairly volatile so far. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on that front.
The independent teams can also enter the championship either with cars supplied by manufacturers or using their own drivetrains and bodies, developed from an FIA approved base design. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys come up with as well.
Excellent. So then, moving on to a bit more Formula E wrap up from season 4.
Yeah, we thought we'd do a driver comparison for all of the teams. And I've been slowly putting this together over the past couple of weeks, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we've talked about all of these guys all season, but really, this gives you a final look at who did better, who outqualified each other, and really who deserves the seat for next season.
Yeah, so we've gone through team by team and just looked at their two drivers and the total points scored by each at the end of the season.
So we'll start with the champions, Audi.
Excellent. So for Audi, Daniel Abt and Lucas Di Grassi. Daniel Abt scoring 120 points to Lucas Di Grassi's 144.
This was pretty even. I think Daniel did a much better job this season against Di Grassi. Would you agree?
Yeah. I think he really stepped into his own and certainly came to the forefront and dominated through some of those races towards the end of the season.
Di Grassi got his first points in round 5, so
Wow.
it's 144 points. First points in round 5. He after that went on an absolute tear, getting second or winning every race thereafter. His 2 wins in Zurich and race 1 in New York. Interestingly, that qualifying was 6-all.
So, do you think we're going to see both these drivers competing for Audi next season?
Yeah. I think they've already confirmed that they've been re-signed.
Yeah, I would. I'm really excited to see what these guys come up with next season, especially after the last half of season 4. If that carries on, it's going to be a hard team to beat.
I mean, Daniel's performance in Berlin, his home race.
Oh yeah,
he was just untouchable.
True.
Moving to Cheetah.
So quite a difference here. Jean-Eric Verne finishing on 198 points to Andre Lotter's 64.
Yeah, I think Jeff had the title in his hands pretty early, really, from around 6 or around 8 in Paris, I think. It was great to see a 1-2 finish for them in Santiago. And qualifying was 9-3 to Jean-Eric Verne. I don't think Andre Lotter got any points in the first 3 outings, so it was a good recovery, and he kind of grew into it, didn't he?
Yeah, still got a decent amount of points, but certainly nothing in comparison to Jev's.
He was pretty feisty, though. I mean, obviously, mounting Jev.
Still my moment of season 4, like the drama of that.
The commentators were just going crazy. I mean, if you missed that race, go and watch it.
I think
amazing.
I think it's one of the standout races from season 4.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the standout races of Formula E.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. All right, DS Virgin. Alex Lynn, 17, and Sam Bird, 143. Oh, this is rough.
Yeah, this is chalk and cheese here, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not really much to talk about.
No. Interestingly, though, qualifying wasn't as different as the points made it out to be.
No. 8-4 to Bird. Yeah, that is a bit surprising. I would have probably, not knowing the stats or looking it up, I would have said like 10-2 or 11-1 or something.
Yeah.
So,
No, interesting for Bird to have 4 qualifyings, but then... interesting for Alex to have 4 qualifyings, but then only finish with 17 points at the end of the season. So yeah, that doesn't seem to... On the surface, that really doesn't seem to add up.
Yeah, I think he had one that was a retirement. So yeah, 17 points from 3 races. That's pretty good going when you actually think about it.
Yeah.
Lynn's highest finish was 6th in Punta del Este, so there's quite a few points.
And Mahindra, with Felix Rosenqvist and Nick Heidfeld. Rosenqvist scored 96 points to Heidfeld's 42. And here we see a big difference in qualifying. Felix out-qualified Nick Heidfeld 10-2.
Yeah, I expected that. He's pretty quick.
Yeah.
It was an okay season for them both. I think at one point they were winning the Drivers and the Constructors' Championship early on, but that soon, the charge soon left. I think they just had some reliability issues that were, causing them trouble at the wrong time.
Yeah, both plagued with mechanical issues, weren't they, which probably hindered those numbers a bit.
I think next season they're one to watch out for. Nick Heidfeld has said that he probably is looking at other options. So if they can keep Felix and then, get someone else in there that's really can be a rear gunner for him, you never know.
And Renault, another big difference here with Sebastian Buemi on 125 points to Nico Prost's 8.
Yeah, this is a huge amount of points again, and a good reason why Nico won't be at Nissan next season. In qualifying, Buemi out-qualified Nico easily in all but one session, so 11-1, which was the second race in Hong Kong, so that's the opening weekend. Everything seemed to go wrong for Nico, and Buemi maybe didn't have the car to fight as much as he wanted to, but still, 125 points. And this is also telling, if Nico got half the points of Buemi, then they would have been third in the team's championship instead of fifth.
Wow.
Disappointing season, and hopefully Nissan can get them back up the top.
Yeah. And moving on to our favourite driver of the season, Mitch Evans and Nelson Piquet Jr. for Jaguar. Mitch Evans scored 68 points to Piquet's 51.
Yeah, so we're not biased at all, but this one's close. Considering the bad luck with Nelson and his seatbelt's not done up properly a couple of times, you gotta have safety first. If there was a crash or something, if he just decided, no, I'm just going to keep racing.
Yeah.
Because I think they said that the sensors on the seatbelt said it was engaged properly.
All right.
Yeah. So that could have been scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they were pretty close. Mitch had a good pole position in Zurich, which I got up to him not getting off the line, which I wasn't too happy about. And Mitch out-qualified Nelson 8-4, so a great battle against the season 1 champion. And what do you think of the lineup, which has been confirmed for next season already, Nath? Are you happy with these two? I
am happy with these two. I think they both had a bit of tough luck at some points during the season, and so if a few more of those things go their way, they could be a real contender coming into next season.
I agree. I think I'm going for second or third in the team's championships next season.
Oh yeah, some early predictions, eh?
Yeah. Oh well, not biased or anything. Yeah. What can you say?
Yeah.
It's Jaguar's seen a big improvement, so if it continues, well.
Yeah. Excellent. And so moving on to Venturi.
Yeah. Mauro Engel 31, Eduardo Mortara 29, and Tom Dillman 12. So what happened here, Nath? It's pretty even by the look of it.
And so 3 drivers for Venturi this season, so the points are a bit more spread out. Mortara got a podium in the early races in Hong Kong, but it all just kind of fell away from there. Although Tom Dillman got 4th in New York, so there's a few...
That was great. That was beautiful.
Yeah. But, all in all, just a couple of qualifiers for Mauro Engel and Mortara, but overall nothing too spectacular this season.
Yeah, so we've got here Mortara only out-qualified Engel twice when they were together. So Engel definitely had the better of him in qualifying. And Dillman, in the 3 races that Dillman was in the car, he out-qualified Engel in 2 out of 3. So that's pretty good going for Tom, and I really hope he gets to drive next season.
And also down the bottom of the scrap heap. Sorry, it's probably not the nicest way to put it. But
we're not quite there yet. We've still got a couple left.
Neo. Luca Felipe only finishing out the season with 1 point. Oliver Turvey, however, 46. So it's a fairly respectable effort from him.
That's decent, yeah. Obviously, pretty cut and dry. Oliver consistently ahead of his teammates. Yeah, I think Ma, the Chinese driver, was in the car a couple of times as well, but didn't do much. And he was ahead of Luca as well quite easily. Qualifying, Oliver was only out-qualified once late in the season, and Luca out-qualified Ma in the last race in New York when Turvey was out with a broken finger. I really like Luca Filippi. I really think he needs to find another level though if he's keeping his seat.
Yeah.
I guess you'd agree probably.
Yeah. I think seeing that lonely point on the board, it'd be hard to disagree with that.
Yeah, but I'm sure he can turn it around.
Yeah.
I've got faith.
Yep. He's done well in the past, so hopefully he can pull that around for the future as well.
Yep. So Luca, if by chance you're listening, don't give up. You'll get there.
We believe in you. Excellent. And so Dragon, another team with 3 drivers in total this season. Jerome D'Ambrosio with 27 points. Neil Yanni?
Yeah, Neil Jani or Yanni.
Yeah, he no points. Only did 2 races, however. And then Jose Maria Lopez with 14 points. Tough season for Dragon this year.
It was a tough season. It was tough. 1 podium though, through D'Ambrosio. A 3rd in Zurich. I've got to say, that was a really good drive. The car didn't look like it could keep up. I mean, it certainly had 1 lap pace, but it kind of fell away in the race, especially at the start. You could see other cars like the Renault and other things just overtaking it quite easily. I'm not sure if you noticed that.
Yeah. Now, was D'Ambrosio's 3rd in Zurich, was that so much due to his driving, or was it because a lot of other people were penalised and had things go against them in the race?
A bit of both. He was driving well, but I mean, you have to be there.
Yeah.
You have to be there, don't you?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of, it screwed a lot of drivers, basically. Yeah. So I'm going to say it's through driving.
Okay, cool. And qualifying between D'Ambrosio and Lopez was 5-all. So,
yeah,
pretty even on that front.
And D'Ambrosio out-qualified Neil Yanni in the first 2 races. I think D'Ambrosio possibly should stay. Agree?
Yeah. I think he's there's some things to work on, but I think he could put in a respectable effort.
Yeah, I think there has been some speculation we might have Maximilian Gunther. The favourite name.
I
in
really
the world.
hope he's there just for his name.
Well, he's a bit better than just a name. He's pretty accomplished driver, so it would be cool to see him. Jose Maria Lopez, what did you think of him this season?
To be honest, I failed to notice any standout performances from Jose Maria Lopez. Looking back over the season, I can't really remember him.
Okay, well, yeah, that's telling also. So.
Yeah.
Right, last but not least, well, in this case it is least. Andretti. 4 drivers, which nothing looked like it worked here. And we've got Tom Blomqvist with 4 points, Stefan Sarazan with a goose egg, Kamui Kobayashi, 0, and Antonio Felix da Costa with 20. So it's a bit of a mishmash here.
Yeah.
And it looked a bit like they didn't know how to get the best out of the car.
Yeah, I suppose that's telling on the points and just the number of drivers.
Although Da Costa seemed like he made up quite a few places in the race. I'm not sure what 1 lap pace was in qualifying, but the team only got inside the top 10 on the grid for qualifying 5 times over the season. So they'll be with BMW next season. So hopefully they can keep Da Costa in my book. But I mean, the drivers are pretty much anyone's guess.
Yeah.
So
cool. It's interesting to see what I felt we've had this season is a big separation really between those top teams and then the lower teams kind of falling off the back end. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. The teams that didn't really make a good start, apart from Audi of course, just looked like they fell away a bit. I mean, Renault got consistent points over the season, but really you're looking at Mahindra, which their first few were 15, 29, 31, 12.
Yeah.
And then it was, 3, 10, 3, 4, 1, 8. You had Venturi with 6 and 24, and then they got 0, 0, 4, 1, 5, 12, 4, 0. So, I mean, a lot of them started out with a bang, but just seemed to fall away.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see if this trend carries on in season 5. Part of me suspects it will. New car, new technology. It's probably going to benefit teams like Audi a bit more, where they've got the technology budget than smaller kind of consumer teams. But it's probably in reality might have been worse if we'd carried on to season 5 with the existing car platform. I suspect that divide will have gotten greater.
I think so too. I mean, even Jaguar, the first 4, 5, 6 races, consistent points, and then after that you've got 2 points, 0 points, 8 points, 9 points, nothing, and then 14 at the final race of the season.
Yeah.
It's just, I think as it went on, Audi, Techeetah, they just know how to keep the points coming. And
so, one final thing I'd like to add, fan boost throughout the season. This is interesting. I'm just looking at some Formula E records here. This season 4, the most fan boosts with 10 went to Sebastian Buemi, followed by Daniel Abt with 9 and Lucas Di Grassi with 6.
Yeah, that's not really anything new. Yep.
Yeah. It's and then there's a few other people such as Luca Filippi, Felix Rosenquist with 3, Jean-Luc Graverne with 2, and then just the rest of the people really just 0.
I mean, that's the reason why people don't like fan boost. But if the drivers do a lot on social media, if they do a lot outside the car, then they kind of deserve it, I guess.
Yeah. I suppose on the other hand, some of those drivers, even without doing a lot of that, are going to get those fan boost votes.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because they're bigger names, people know them, rather than a new driver coming in who has to kind of put in the social media grind to get out there.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes it also depends. Like Kobayashi, he got the fan boost when he was in the car. So yeah, I guess for him, it was, the local boy kind of thing. So
that could be true. Kobayashi got 2 fan boosts through the season. So
yeah, because it was a double header.
Right.
In Hong Kong. Yeah,
interesting stuff.
Very good. Well, I think we are probably used up all our time. I'm not sure if we're going to record every couple of weeks, or it might be every 3rd week until November, when we have the Tesla series, the EPCS, and some other news and bits and pieces. But we will keep you all up to date with driver movements, and as soon as we know, hopefully we can get it out quickly and you'll know.
Excellent. So you can find us many different places. Our email is hello@regenracingpodcast.com, or hit us up on our website, regenracingpodcast.com. You can listen to us on Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast, we should be there. And if we're not, let us know on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. please do give us a rating or review on any app you use. We would love to hear from you. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, Nath. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
See ya.